Someone says, I believe it depends on how much you are selling it. Okay. Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's make it more specific. So I'm selling a course for $25 and I want to sell that course and make $1,000. How many people do I need to make that happen? How many people do I need to make that happen? I'm selling a course for $25 and I want to make $1,000. How many people do I need to make that happen? Anybody can help? People don't know maths in this place. Okay.
40 people.
Okay, we need 40 people to make it happen, right? So if you're selling a course for $25, all people's math is correct. Okay, 40 people. I'm selling a course for $25, and I want to make $1,000. We need 40 people to make that happen. But now, the mistake many people make is that, oh, I need to reach 40 people to make it happen. That is wrong. You need 40 people to get $1,000, but you don't need to reach 40 people to make it happen. How many people do you need to reach for it to not happen? If you need 40 people to get $1,000. I think I need calculator by myself. Let me get my other phone for calculator because it looks like okay. We need to do some maths this night because a lot of people here today, you know all the strategies, you know this, you know that, and then you're chasing the wrong things and you're not paying attention to your numbers, and that's sometimes it's very difficult to hit those numbers. So if you're selling a course for $25 and you want to hit $1,000, we've agreed that you need 40 people to make the $1,000. Well, how many people do you need to reach? How many people do you need to show interest for you to at least get that 40 people to buy from you? Anybody can try. So for me, I could give myself a range of between 10 to 40% because I have launched courses before and I know the percentage that I need to make it happen. And so for me, I can look at a 10% to 40% range, but usually I like to go to the bottom range, which is like 10%. So if we get to the 40%, then that is a plus. I like to do my maths with the 10%, right? And if you're able to get to 10%, you're doing well for yourself. If you're just launching your course, you've not launched before, this is your first time, or you've not really made lots of sales from selling your course, and I want you to work with from 2 to 5, 10%, but let's say 2 to 10%, right? For me, I can work with 10 to 40% because I've tried it severally and I know that range works for me. So 2 to 10%. So you can pick the lowest range, which is about 2% or 5%. So what do I mean by this? It means that if you need 40 people and working with 2%, if you need 40 people to make this thing happen, hold on. I'm working with 2%. I'm trying to get the maths. Okay. If you're working with 2%, that means you need 2,000 people. Yes. Okay. Somebody's already doing the maths. That means you need 2,000 people in your funnel. You need 2,000 people to show interest in what you're selling. And when I mean show interest, we'll get there. That means you need 2,000 people, at least 2,000 people to show interest in what you're selling for you to get 40 people. And if you're working with a 10% range, if you're working with 10%, like, oh, 10% of people that show interest will buy my stuff, that means you need 400 people. You need to be able to get 400 people in your pipeline for you to be able to get that number. If you're working with 5%, how many people would you need? Who can do the math? Let me know that people are following. If you're working with 5%, how many people would you need? You need 800 people. You will need 800 people. So if you are here, if you've launched the course before, has anybody launched the course before here? Can you raise your hand or can you just comment that you have? Okay, you have launched the course before, Jethro. So do you know your conversion rates, like your conversion ratio, your lead to conversion ratio? Do you know that? I have to put you on the spot. Sorry about that. Okay, I think he's off the call already. It was 4%. Okay, great. So 4% of people who got into your pipeline got your course. Now, if you want to hit that number, if it's okay, I've done this before and 4% of people worked. What you need to be figuring out next time when you want to launch is, how do I walk around this 4% to hit my numbers? So now the problem is no longer, oh, people are not buying from me. The problem is now, how do I get people in so that 4% out of those numbers are going to buy from me and I'm going to hit my numbers? Somebody said they've launched before, but it didn't work. What do you mean by it didn't work? How many people got into your pipeline? How many people bought? There is nothing like it didn't work. If it didn't work, it's in that nobody bought at all. If nobody bought at all, then there is a problem somewhere. Of course, there might be problem. That's why the percentage of people who bought is less. There are ways where you can improve the percentage. But first of all, you need to understand the number for you to even say, oh, I want to hit this amount of money. So when you want to launch, you need to have this understanding. I know why I'm starting this conversation with this talk. You need to have this understanding that, okay, I am launching, I'm making this amount to make 1 million naira. My cost is 25,000 naira. If I need to make 1 million naira, my cost is 25,000 naira. How many people do I need to pay me to get 1 million naira? That means you need 40 people, right? Now, in that 40 people, how many people do I need in my pipeline? If I'm working with a 2% conversion rate, you need 2,000 people in your pipeline, which means you need to generate 2,000 leads. If you're working with a 5% conversion rate, you need to generate 800 leads. If you're working with a 10% conversion rate, you need to generate 400 leads. Now, if you've never sold before, only 3 people got my course. How many people got into your pipeline? If you've never sold before, right? If you've never sold before, that means you don't know your percentage. You can work with the small number, which is 2%. You can work with 2 to 4%. If you've never sold a course before, you don't know your percentage. So if you say that, I've never sold a course before, but I want to sell this course now, and this is the amount I want to make, this is the number of people I need to make this amount based on the cost of my course, then if you're working with 2 to 4%, how many people do you need in your pipeline? So I want you to do that right now while you're on this call. So if you have a course, right? If you have a course or you're planning to have a course, how much are you selling the course? To make your first 1 million, your first $1,000, I want you to do the math right now on this call. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. Right now on this call, I want you to do that math. And you can just, once you've done the math, tell me the percentage you are working with and the number of people you need in your pipeline. I'm giving you guys 2 minutes to do that. If you didn't hear the question, I don't know how to repeat that. So I want you to work on that right now. If you're launching a course or you already have a course that you're selling, how much is the course? How many people do you need to make your next $1,000 or your next 1 million naira? How many people do you need? Now I want you to work with a percentage, right? What percentage are you working with, and how many people will you need in your pipeline to get that number? Lawal, your hand is up.
Hello, I wanted to ask, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, is it okay? So if I'm doing a 2% conversion rate and I want to make 1 million naira, is it 2 divided by 100 times 1 million? Is that how the calculation
If
goes?
you're doing what?
I said if I am doing a 2% conversion rate and I
2
want to make
divided
1
by
million,
100 times 2 divided by 100. Hold on.
Okay.
Why let's do that math again? Why is this math confusing my head?
What I did was 2 divided by 100 times the amount I wanted to make. So that gave me 20,000. So I want to know that is the
Wait,
number of leads will it be 20,000 leads
no, that's not
to
how it
get
works.
your
No, do it
okay,
this way.
okay,
So this is how I used to do
okay,
it. I don't know how other people do it, right? How
okay,
I used to do it is this. So don't confuse yourself. Start,
okay,
forget about the percentage first. How much are you selling
okay,
your course? How many people do you need to make the 1,000, the 1 million naira?
okay. I'm selling my course for 5,000. So I would need I'm coming, let me give you the math.
So 1 million naira divided
1
by
million.
5,000. You need 200 people to make 1 million naira based on how much you're selling your course.
Mm-hmm,
Now, if you need 200 people to buy your course for you to make 1 million naira, and you're working with
mm-hmm.
2%, right?
Yes.
So how many people do you need in your pipeline to actually get that 200 people if you're working with a 2% conversion rate? So that's 2 divided
That's
by 100. Hold
okay.
on.
Okay.
That's you need like 10,000 people.
How did you arrive at that calculation? Sorry, that's where I'm missing it a lot.
2 divided by 100 times 10,000 will give you 200.
Okay, 2 divided by 100 times 10,000.
That means you need 10,000 people to be in your pipeline. You need to generate 10,000 leads. But there's a way you can increase your percentage. Well, I'm going to teach you guys that, how to increase your
Okay.
percentage. But you need to first of all calculate it first so that you know what you're up against. So that not that after you get 100 people, you say only 2 people buy, people are not buying my course, and then you get discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why you need to do this calculation first so that you know what you're up against. And by the time you know what you're up against, you can ask, okay, how do I increase my percentage from 2% to 4% to 5%? Because if you increase that percentage to 10%, you increase it to 10%, you need lesser people. 10 divided by 100 times, you need 2,000 people instead of 10,000. If you're able to increase your percentage from 2% to 10%, which is actually easier to do than looking for 10,000 people to be able to get 200 people to buy from you. I don't know. Are you guys following? Are you guys getting it?
I don't still get it though. I'm lost. I understand the 1 million divided by the amount I want to sell the course, which is 200. And then you
Okay.
said if I'm to do a 2% conversion rate, you said 2 divided by 100 times 10,000.
Okay.
Is that what you
Amount.
said?
Okay. Amount times the percentage divided by 100. Okay. So if you want to make 1 million,
No.
right? 1
Okay.
million times 2 divided by 100.
Mm-hmm.
That's 20,000. No. Is it that? 20,000. No. 2 divided by 100 times 20,000.
5,000 is the amount. 2 divided by
No.
100
It is
times
not correct.
5,000.
This your calculation is not correct, Deborah. Amount times percentage divided by 100 is not correct.
That gave me 100. When I already I divided 1 million by 5,000, I said I need 200 people. So
No,
the leads
listen,
had to be more.
listen. So this is how I do it. Let me explain it this way again.
Okay.
Let me explain it this way again so that you understand. You already understand. So to get the percentage, right? It
Mm-hmm.
means that how many people do you need to get 2% of how will I put it now? So you're looking for okay, if you're working with a 2% conversion rate, right? How many people do you need in your pipeline, right, to get 2% out of it in order for you to get 200? So if we say 2
Okay.
divided by 100 times 500, it's not giving you 200. So the way I do it, I play with numbers. So 2 divided by
Okay.
100 times 500 is 10. That means definitely I'm not looking for 500 people. 2
Mm-hmm.
divided by 100, 2 divided by 100 times 1,000 will give me 20. That's not what I'm looking for. That means I don't need 1,000 people. 2 divided by 100 times 10,000 will give me 200. So
I
since it has
get you
given me
now.
I've seen 200, that means it's 10,000 people I'm looking for. Do you get it now?
Okay. Yeah, I do.
So you have to play with the numbers until you get the number that you need that equals to the number of people they are looking to buy from you.
I get you now. Thank you very much.
Yes, please don't. Let's not jump. Let's not jump. Just follow me. Forget about what pipeline and leads are. Let's not jump yet. Let's not jump. So please, let's do that exercise. I believe everybody understands now. Jethro said his cost is 12.5. He needs 80 people to earn 1 million naira, and that means he needs 800 people in his pipeline with a 10% conversion rate. If I'm using, but you say your conversion rate is 4%, so why did you jump to 10%? Jethro, that's that. These are the issues. Why did you jump to 10% if the conversion rate you had before now was 4%? So you have to work with that 4%. Until you see that you have actually done a 10%, you cannot just claim 10%. So you have to work with 10%. You have to work with 4%. So 4 divided by 100 times, let's see. So you need 2,000 people in your pipeline, Jethro, to be able to get those 80 leads, to be able to get those 80 sales. 2,000 people in your pipeline. So if you are able to now boost your percentage from 4% to 10%, that means you need 800 people in your pipeline to get those 80 people to pay you. Is everybody, are we on the same page? Everybody understand now?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
So I need more people to tell me their answers. I need more people to tell me their answers. I need 3 or 5 more people to tell me their answers based on what I've just explained now. So I'll try to keep this conversation up to 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes because there's a lot that goes into launching a course and getting to your $1,000. And the reason why I'm coming from this angle is because I've realized that a lot of people miss this part. They miss this part and just go and start putting out stuff. And then when they get 100 people, 2 people buy, they'll be angry that nobody bought or nobody sold. I didn't sell my course. Whereas you're not paying attention to your number and the percentage that is converting for you so that you can see how you can either improve the percentage or increase the number of people in your pipeline. 2 things. Somebody say that, let me say I launch a course for 10,000 naira and I want to fill my first 1 million. That means I need 100 people to buy my course. Okay, so how many people do you need in your pipeline to get these people to buy if you're working with, and what percentage are you working with? If you're working with 2, 4, 5, or 10%. So you pick any of the percentage based on whether you've launched a course before or you've not launched a course before. Okay, my cost is 2,000. I need 500 people to make 1 million and 25 people to make people in my pipeline at a 2% conversion rate. Good. Okay, people are getting the gist now. Now you see that my cost is 5,000. I need 200 people to hit 1 million, conversion percentage of 4%. I need 5,000 people in my pipeline. Amazing. Very good. Now I think we are all on the same page. So if you want to launch a course, this is the first mathematics I want you to do when you want to launch your course. All right. This is the first mathematics I want you to do when you want to launch your course. Now we're going to go into what do you mean by people in your pipeline? Let me explain that. Finally, I'll tell you how to improve your percentage so that more people will buy and you require less people in your pipeline to actually make that happen. But before then, what do I mean by people in your pipeline? People in your pipeline are people who have showed interest in the course that you want to sell. People in your pipeline are not people on Instagram. They are not people that are scrolling through wherever. People in your pipeline are people that you've gathered in a WhatsApp group, that you've gathered in a specific email list, that have downloaded a freebie that is related to your course. You can call them leads. These are people who have showed interest in that topic that you are trying to sell a course on, right? You need to get people that have showed it, not people following you on Instagram, right? I cannot get my 10% conversion for people that follow me on Instagram, because the truth is that out of the people that follow me on Instagram, almost 8K people following me on Instagram, maybe only 1 or 2% of people following me can be seeing my content. And so I can't even say that the people following me are where I'm getting my conversion from. You need to create a system where you are able to get people who are specifically interested. So you guys here now on Google Meet, those of you listening to me on Google Meet, you got into this place because I secluded you from a list of other people, right? I secluded you from a list of other people by telling you that I want to show you how to make your next $1 million, $1,000 to launch your online course. If you're interested, join this WhatsApp group. Right? Am I right? Is that correct? Is that correct? Okay. So I got you guys. Okay, great. So you as I secluded you guys from the general email list, from the general group that you are in, specifically inside this group, it means that everybody that joined are people who are interested in the topic that I want to talk about. So that means you're already in my pipeline. So if I want to calculate my percentage, I'm calculating my percentage. If I want to calculate my percentage, I'm calculating my percentage based on you guys that showed interest, enter the WhatsApp group and say you are interested in learning about launching your course to next 1 million naira or next $1,000. Those are the people in your pipeline. So how do you seclude people in your pipeline? How do you get people to get them in your pipeline? It is very simple. It's by giving them a taste of something that you want to sell, of the overall thing that you want to sell. Now, this conversation that we are having, there are so many things that makes your course work. There are so many things that can make you hit your 1 million naira, $1,000 in your next course, which we may not be able to cover in this whole conversation in 1 hour, 30 minutes, right? But at the end of this conversation, I'm going to tell you how you'll be able to do that. You get me? At the end of the, I'm going to tell you how you're able to do that in a course that I have created for you. Now, once you're able to seclude these people, you have them in a secluded place, you give them a segment, or they call it a tip of the iceberg. A business that they call it, yeah. Tip on the iceberg. Tip on the iceberg of the entire thing you want to talk about, and they are able to see themselves. They're able to see that, oh, this is actually possible. They're able to see a tip. Yeah, thank you. They're able to see that this thing that I want to, this thing they are showing me is actually possible. Oh, I got so much value from here and I want to learn more. Then you know that this number of these people are now going to what? Get converted to pay for the real thing that you're selling. So you might say, oh, do I need to give something for free before I sell? Can I not just sell? Will people not buy from me? People will buy from you. You don't have to always give something for free before you sell, right? But the thing is that most times you have to give something for free so that you can easily track your numbers, so that you can easily track people who are really interested. Because if I'm just posting on Instagram, for example, I'm saying, oh, I have a class today, show up for the class. At the end of the class, or by the time we do the class, and I will not know how many people showed interest because I was just posting on Instagram. I can't track the number of people who showed interest. But if I'm able to entice them and take them in with something that is valuable, that is tied to the thing that I want to sell to them, and give that as I use that as a tip of the iceberg to get them in, I'll be able to track my numbers. I'll be able to know how many people I got in. I'll be able to know if I hit my numbers. I'll be able to know my percentage, my conversion percentage. Is it 4%? Is it 2%? Is it 5%? Is it 10%? So that when I want to launch again, or I want to do that thing again, I can say, okay, this is the percentage of people that bought. Why is my percentage low? How can I increase my percentage? Is this making sense, guys? Is this making sense to you guys? Is it clear? Is this clear? Does anybody have a question before I move on to increasing your percentage? Does anybody have a question for me? Does anybody have a question for me? Okay, no question. All right. So I'm going to briefly introduce myself before we move on to the next thing that I want to talk about, because I don't want to assume that everybody here knows me. I don't want to assume that. Abby, does everybody know me? Does everybody know me? If you know me, say you know me. Does everybody know me? Oh no, man, no, no, no. Which one? What's this no for? Is it that you don't know me, or that I'm not making sense, or which one? What is the no for? I don't know. I know you. You know me. What do you know about me? Somebody say, okay, say I know you. Somebody say introduce yourself. I know you, but a little. We don't know you. Okay, so I'm going to brag a little bit so that you know that I know what I'm talking about. I know you well. Mama, I see you, ma. What are you doing in this class? What are you doing in this class, ma? Okay, let me introduce myself real quick. Let me introduce myself to you guys. I'm seeing the comments. Please, I don't know you. Wow. I came to learn. No, I don't know you, ma. Wow. Let me introduce myself. Thank God I didn't assume that everybody know when I never blow. When I never blow. Okay, so my name is Lucky Elohor. My name is Lucky Elohor, and I have a product marketing diploma. I don't know. Can you guys see me? I think my network is going off and on. Can you guys see me? I don't know. Okay, I think I'm back up. All right, great. So my name is Lucky Elohor. I have a product marketing diploma. Although my first degree was biochemistry, I studied biochemistry from the University of Benin. And after I graduated, I decided to say, okay, let me delve into digital marketing. I was just playing around. Actually, I stumbled into digital marketing by playing around. But one thing I'm going to say is that online courses actually changed my story, changed a lot of things for me. Before I became, before I got a degree in product marketing, I started playing around with Facebook advertising, and from there I was able to launch my first online course. I was able to make the mistakes, and I'll be able to learn the ropes. And then from there, I launched another course. After I launched my first course, and I only sold to 8 people, right? After selling to 8 people, I was like, I'm waiting this up. And I generated over 1,000 leads. Imagine generating over 1,000 leads, and I only sold to 8 people. I didn't even know why I didn't sell to the other people, over 900 and something people that I didn't sell to, even though I generated over 1,000 leads, and I only sold to 8 people. And I used Facebook ads to generate those leads. You should know how much I put into that. And I'm talking about 2020. That was just like 4 years back. So after that incident, I was like, no. And at that point, I didn't even have money. I used my last card to actually run ads. I used my last card to run ads, right? I used my last card to run the ads to get all the people in, and only 8 people bought. And guess how much was the cost? 5,800 naira was the cost, and only 8 people paid for it. At that point, I didn't have money again. I didn't have anything again. So I went back to square one. I started looking for small jobs to be able to get money so that I can put myself together. So it was in that process I said, you know what, I must figure this thing out, and I must make it work. And that was how I started learning about other areas aside Facebook advertising, started learning about funnels and other things. And then a year after that, I decided to launch another course. And this time around, I sold that course to 400 people. And guess how many people I generated in leads? I think I still generated about, let's say, 2,000 people as leads. I generated about 2,000 leads, and I sold that course to over 400 people before I eventually stopped selling the course, right? That was like over a year after I had done the one I sold to only 8 people, right? So after that process, I started learning more about marketing, and that was how I got my diploma in product marketing. I'm an 8-figure course launch queen. Oh yeah. And I've trained over 5,000 businesses across Africa, across different countries in Africa. And I'm sure that on this call today, we have different people from different parts of the world, from Ghana, from Kenya, here on this call. And I've worked with over 100 brands as a sales funnel and course launch expert. When I mean over 100, it means like one-on-one working, kind of working. And I've built more than 100 sales funnels in the last 4 years. I've built more than 100 sales funnels in the last 4 years. So you know that I know what I'm talking about. I have a content marketing certification from the University of California, Davis as well. I have a personal branding certification. I also have a business school certification from Future Females in 2022. And I have worked with people from different industries, from marketing, from real estate to finance and blockchain. I've worked with people in lifestyle coaching. I've worked with people in esports. I've worked with people. I work with brand strategies. I've worked with lifestyle influencers and fashion influencers. I've worked with people in the relationship and intimacy niche. I've worked with content strategies. I've worked with importation coaches, brand strategies, and so much more. Right? So whatever thing I've been saying with you here, yes, please let me brag. Let me brag, but I'm not going to brag or brag. But whatever thing I'm sharing with you here, I want you to know that it works, and I'm not just telling you fluff. And I will just quickly share my screen so you see some feedback that I have gotten from people who had worked with me. Okay, so people who had worked with me bought my course, actually, not even just work with me. People who have bought my course launch blueprints. Some of them work with me. This person you can see on the screen made $500 down payment from after going through the course. They got clear. CLB's course launch blueprint. As you can see on the screen, just by doing what? By implementing some strategies inside the course, they were able to make $500. Right? That's a down payment. Actually, they charge more than that. Person made down payment. Now, the other screenshot testimonial you can see on the right is someone I worked with. Like they never made sales on Instagram before they worked with me. But after working with me, they closed. From the conversation you can see, they have closed another client, right? That means the first client they closed after working with me, then they closed another one. And since then, they've been closing more and more clients after that. Okay, so these are some other people that I've also worked with. This one is on one-on-one. The first one on the right is on a one-on-one level. And you guys, everybody, you guys know, maybe you don't know her, but some of you know her already. She's my friend, but we met from working together, first of all, right? So from working with me, she was able to bet so many of her services from just the idea, from just the session that she had with me, and that betted so many other offers that is making her multiple 7 figures today and even beyond that. Then the one you can see on the right is somebody who took my course, and after taking the course, we were able to sign 28 people to their program. NEPA is taking the light. 28 people to their program, and the course is over 25K, and they had just 500 followers doing that. All right. So I can share more and more. So this is how I started. Some of you might be thinking, oh, Elo, it's because you have a certification in product marketing. You studied this, you studied that. That's why you are able to do what you're doing right now. But that's not true. Let me quickly turn on my lights so that you guys can be seeing my face. So you know that I'm not lying to you people. All right, but that's not true, right? It all started here. You can see the first picture here. I'm wearing white. This was what my workspace looked like. This was where I was staying. This was where I was actually showing up. From the first picture where I was wearing white, from studying biochemistry to going into marketing. This was where I was living. Then I eventually moved here, where I was using a friend's laptop. You cannot see my screen if you're on Instagram. Sorry about that. Where I was using a friend's laptop. And then this another one where I was squatting with a friend, and the place where I'm sitting, this one where I went white, I was sitting on my box of clothes that I took there to stay with. That was where my workspace was. And this tool was my workspace table. That was what I was used to create all my content. So if you were following me from 2020, you will know this cutting very well. Then I moved into my own apartment, and then I started setting it up. And then I moved here, and then I had my first interview on a TV show to come and talk about monetizing your knowledge. the rest they say is history, right? So what does all of this mean? It means that I didn't have a marketing background when I started, okay? But I had to learn on the job. I had an agile mindset. I've shared with you. So if you are here, if you say, oh, I started selling my course, people are not buying, that means it's not working, that means it's not doing that means it's not doing this. You need to understand that by just saying that, oh, it didn't work, I'm not going to do it again, it's not going to change anything. You need to be able to figure out why it's not working. I know how you can improve it so that it will work. That's how you'll be able to get results. There is nobody that started from just the top. Everybody had their beginning, and I'm just sharing this with you so that you understand where I'm coming from. So I learned on the job. I was patient and I trusted the entire process. I had the growth mindset. I failed, but I didn't let that stop me. So I had the hero mindset where I had to learn and figure out why it is not working. And that's the reason why I started this conversation with the calculation that we were doing. I started the conversation with the calculation because if you don't understand your numbers, you can never have the hero mindset, because if it does not work again. Somebody was saying in the comment that, oh, they've launched a course before, but it didn't work. And I was asking them, what do you mean by it didn't work? They said only 3 people bought. Only 3 people bought. But the question now is, how many people did you get in your pipeline that only 3 people bought? If you got like maybe 10 or 50 people in your pipeline, 3 people bought, do you know that that is a very good conversion rate? That's a very good conversion. If you got 50 people and 3 people bought from that 50, do you know what that conversion rate? That's more than 2%. That's more than 2%. Hold on. That's more than, let's say 5%. Let's do 5%. 5 divided by 100 times 50. That's even more than 5%. That's about 5.5% right there. So you need to now be asking yourself, oh, I got 50 people, 3 people paid. You need to be asking yourself, how do I increase the number of people I have in my pipeline so that if I'm working with 5%, I'll be able to hit my numbers. That's why I started that conversation with it. That's what the hero mindset is about. And then I put myself out there and took matters into my hands, right? I'm also trusting that God that it will work. But even though I was trusting God that it will work, I also had to take matters into my hands. So that the question that was started asking, how do I improve my conversion rate? How do I improve my percentage from 2% to 5% to 10%, then down to 40%? How do I improve that number? That's the question many of you are having in your head now after this whole conversation, which I'm going to tell you, right? Then you have to now see beyond the cost that you are launching. Remember I said that I went for a TV, my first TV interview, talking about monetization and online courses. How I got that was because I was launching a course, and I launched that course so well that I had to get on a TV interview. I didn't even pay for it. I was just reached out to, and I had to go for it. And that was how I got into that team. So many of you are launching your courses and you're just focusing on, oh, how much am I making? Oh, I made this money, I did not make this money, and that's it. So many of you don't follow through your process till the end, that even if your course did not get through to the number that you wanted it exactly, you can actually get something else out of it, or even use it to sell other of your courses. There's something that I've noticed in the last 4 years of launching courses. I've noticed that anytime I am selling something, I'm selling a course, I actually get people pay me for something else, sometimes even pay for my services to help them launch a course. So I may invest 300,000 in running ads, and maybe after running the ads, I make like 500K or 700K from that. It might look like a loss, but from that ads, I'll get somebody who will come and pay me, just one person will pay me like 500K, 1 million naira. Now, if you look at it, that is not a loss, because why? I got that person from that ad that I was doing.
That's all. I hope your
Please
body is
mute
not.
yourself.
Stand up. My body is not. No, your nika is.
So you can see that even though it looks like I made a loss from the advertising that I had 42 people and you made 6 sales. Cost was 30,000 to 35,000 naira, and now you'll not be crying that, oh, it didn't work. If you had 42 people and you made 6 sales, right? If you had 42 people in your pipeline, you made 6 sales. Do you know how many percent conversion is that? Do you know how many percent conversion is that? So these are the times we say, oh, my course is not work. It is a lie. You should start increasing your numbers, right? So yeah, so that's that on that. Then I also had to leave an environment that was not enabling my growth. So while I was in the process of launching my course and doing all of those things, I was in an environment that was not enabling my growth. I had to move out. And I'm not encouraging anybody to move out, though, please. But I'm just sharing my journey with you so that you understand where I am coming from. Okay. So that will let you understand that there's no overnight success. You will have to ensure that whatever thing you're going to be doing, you have to put your heart to it and you have to understand your numbers. Those two things. If you are ready to put your heart to it, if you are ready to understand your numbers, then you will be able to get results from whatever thing that I am sharing, that I've been sharing with you so far. So do you guys understand? Any questions? You guys know me now. Do you guys know me now? Do you know me?
Yes, so
Do you know me now?
Yes, ma. Thank you.
All right. Okay, great. So let's do this math for this person. Mercy said she had for 2 people in her pipeline. She made 6 sales. So for 2 people in her pipeline, that is about times 42. That's about, let's say, 15%. Let's see. That's about, let's say, 14 point something percent or 15%. That's like a very high number. So if you want to make more, that means you have to increase the people in your pipeline. That means you've not done well with your lead generation. You've not done well with the people you put in your pipeline. You have to increase the number of that pipeline. So it's of it to say, only 6 people bought for my course. Oga, clean your tears and do your numbers. Clean your tears and do your numbers. Somebody type, say, clean your tears and do your numbers. Type it in the chat. Somebody type in the chat, say, clean your tears and do your numbers. You should type it in the chat. Clear your tears and do your numbers. Exactly. Very good. I love it. Clear your tears and do your numbers. You have to do your numbers. It's not about saying, oh, these people did not buy. Oh my God, I didn't sell. I put in all my effort. You put in all your effort. What are you putting your effort on? Are you putting your effort on the right things? Right? Even right now that I'm talking to you now, even though I say, oh, I'm an 8-figure course launch queen, I have had a launch before that, like, recently, this one is recent, it's happened this year. I've had a launch before that after the launch, only 2 people bought. Yes, why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this to let you know that even if you think that, oh, it's because it's a lie. But guess what? I did not let that stop me. I kept selling to those people. I had them in my pipeline. I already had their emails. I already had their phone numbers. I kept selling to them and they kept buying. Now, some of them, even from those people that refused to buy what I was selling to them, some of them came to pay for my offer that was even over 6 figures. They refused to pay for the course that I was selling to them. They now came to pay for my offer that is over 6 figures. So if you look at it, I did not lose. I did not lose, right? Because I made money from them as well. So that's why if you notice what I said before, you need to ensure that whenever you're launching your course, you need to think beyond the course that you're launching. Don't be small-minded. That be that, oh, I'm selling this course of 5,000 naira. Oh, if they're not buying the 5,000 naira course, I have to press their neck and press their neck and press their neck and press their neck until they buy. Sometimes the problem is not even that they don't have the money to buy. Sometimes it might be that they don't want to buy that course that you're selling to them. Give them something else. Nurture them into something else that you're doing. You could show them your offer instead. You could show them your one-on-one offers instead. That could be what would interest them instead. I had a conversation with someone today and they were saying that, oh, they render a specific service to a specific audience, but those audience refuse to pay for the service. But when she did a class one time for those same audience, the class was even more expensive than how much they would pay her to do the service. But those same people started paying for the class, but they refused to pay her for the service, for her to do it for them. And I was like, then don't offer to do it for them. Sell them the class that they want. The class will even save you more stress than when you're doing it one-on-one, but you're cleaning yourself, you must do it for them. It might be, it is that the other audience segment want to learn it themselves because they calculate that if I spend this amount of money to learn it, I will not have to keep coming back to you to come and do it for me. But if I spend this amount of money for you to do it for me today, tomorrow I'll come back to you and you do it again. And if I calculate it in the long run, I'm spending more. That may be what is in their head. So you have to start thinking beyond the course that you're launching for you to really understand, so you really know that this thing works. for you to really know that this thing will work. Somebody's asking, must a lead generation be downloadable resource? No. This class that we're having right now, this conversation we're having right now is a lead generation. Yes, because at the end of this, I'm going to introduce you to my paid course, or you can go and buy my paid course. You can go and buy my ebook if you want to learn more about the strategies, because definitely I cannot share everything with you here. There's a lot of things that goes into launching a successful online course, from the automation to writing the emails to running the marketing and advertising to creating the content around it. I cannot touch all of those things in this conversation today. So of course, so your lead generation must not be only a downloadable resource. In fact, these days I rarely do downloadable resource, because some people will download it and go and dump it. They will never even read it, right? They prefer live interaction. So having this interaction with you, it's more interactive, and it feels like, oh, I'm touching some points that are actually, that some of you are actually going through, and it makes better sense for you guys. Am I making sense? Are you guys following me?
Yes.
Are you guys following?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So do I have your permission to go on and also share the offer I have with you at the end of this conversation? Do I have your permission
I
to do
don't
that?
know.
Okay. All right, great. It's like you
Definitely.
are having all right, great. You are having fun. All right. So now let's go on. Okay, cool. So we've talked about numbers. We've talked about knowing your number, knowing your percentage, and knowing how much leads, how much leads you need in your pipeline to be able to get to your next $1,000 or 1 million naira, right? Now that you've known that, how do you generate leads? What can you use to generate leads? You can use a video live class. You can use a free downloadable resource. You can use an ebook. You can use templates. But if you want fast action, please do video, do a live video. You can even do WhatsApp class. I still do WhatsApp classes in a WhatsApp group. So if you want fast action, do a WhatsApp class or do a live video like the one that I'm doing with you right now. If you do ebook, they will not download, they might not read it where you want them to. Maybe, but it's after your launch are finished, that's when they will go and download the ebook, right? If you want fast action, do live video like this, or you do WhatsApp classes. So get people into a WhatsApp class and use that to teach it. I really don't like teaching online courses in WhatsApp class because I have a lot to say when it comes to that. But I have specific courses or specific things that I teach in WhatsApp classes where I know that, okay, this thing can be delivered in a WhatsApp class. You need to understand that this thing that you want to teach can be delivered in a WhatsApp class. And if you're selling a very cheap course, let me not even deceive you. If you're selling a very cheap course like 5K, 3K, 4K, WhatsApp class is good for you. You don't necessarily have to do a video class. But if you want to go the extra mile, right, you can do a video class. If you want to go to extra mile, you can do a video class. But then you can still do a WhatsApp class, teach in a WhatsApp group, and still make the sales that you want to make. There are people who also do WhatsApp status. They'll tell you that save my number to view my WhatsApp status. That's where the class will happen. Now, it depends on your goal. That's why I said that when you're launching your course, don't just limit your mindset to the course that you're launching. When I'm launching a course, as I'm generating the leads, I'm tying it to something else. So those people that say, save my number, I will teach the class on my WhatsApp status, they're tying it to a bigger goal, because by the time you save their number, even if you refuse to buy the course that they will sell to you after the teaching on the WhatsApp status, you have now saved their number, and you will keep seeing their WhatsApp status, and you eventually buy from them. By the time they keep teasing you on the WhatsApp status, sharing more reviews, sharing more testimonials, you want to buy from that. So that's another thing that to look at when you want to generate your lead. So you can use a free WhatsApp class. So right here on this call, I want you to drop in the chat. What lead method you are going to be using in your next course launch. Because I want to hold you guys accountable. I don't want you to leave this class and not do anything with whatever information you're getting out of here. What lead method are you going to be using to launch your course by the time you get out of this class? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Okay, somebody said Telegram. Telegram classes. Okay, WhatsApp group plus live video. Okay, great. I don't really like Telegram classes for freebies, because the truth is that many people will not see what you're doing there. I have a Telegram course on, I have a course on Telegram. So because I'm a course launch person, I have courses everywhere. I have a Telegram course. I have my courses on course launch platform. I have a course on Google Drive because I test run all of these things so that I can use them for my clients. I'll be using WhatsApp group. So I do not really recommend a free class on Telegram. And the reason is because before they open your Telegram to go through your class, maybe your lunch don't finish. You now say nobody bought when nobody even saw what you're doing in the first place. So you don't want to use Telegram for a free class. You can use WhatsApp, and then the paid class can happen on Telegram if you want to really be on Telegram. Live video, which will be used as a replay. Beautiful. Great. Okay. I'm saying WhatsApp and live video. WhatsApp and live video. All right. Great. Yeah. Okay. So now before we leave, before we move on to the next thing, WhatsApp class. Okay. I can see WhatsApp class. Before we move on to the next thing, what is your free class going to be about? Drop it in the chat. Let it be related to what you want to sell. Let's be related. If you want to talk about cake baking, for example, what part of it can you teach for free? Now, let me give you an example. If you want to talk about cake baking, maybe you want to teach people how to bake cake so that they can start making money from it. You can do a free class where you teach them what is possible. Now, you can do a free class without necessarily showing them how to bake cake in that free class. But the free class is about telling them what is possible when they learn how to bake cake. So some people think that, oh, if I want to teach a class of how to bake cake, then I have to give a freebie showing them how to bake cake. No. The idea of a free class is opening whoever is going to attend your class eyes. You're going to open their eyes and their mind to what is possible by the time they're able to learn this thing. So you don't necessarily have to do a class where you show them. Right now, I'm not showing you, oh, go to the dashboard, go here and do this. But I'm telling you what is possible, telling you what you can do. You can leave this class right now. You can use that information to do something and you will get results, right? But then I don't have to be going behind the scene and be showing you. It's in my course. When it's in my paid course, that's why I will show you, okay, how do you upload your course to this platform? How do you set it up? How do you do your marketing? How do you plan your marketing? I'll plan the marketing with you. How do you plan your content? I'll plan it with you. How do you do this? I can now take that time and be showing you how to do that. I can't be showing you how to do all of that right here because we are going to sleep here. 5 days, we are still not done. If I want to be doing that right here on this call, right? Somebody was thinking of using Telegram for a free live Q&A session on weight loss. I think I've talked about this Telegram thing. Beginner's guide to video editing. So guides to video editing, what does that entail? Videography basics for business owners and content enthusiasts. So for this person, if what you want to teach is about videos, editing quality videos for their listing, you can teach them how to edit one video just to show them, because it's video. You can teach them how to edit one video just to show them how it works and how simple it can be. And also you can now open their eyes to why it is important to invest in the quality of their videos. So when you open their eyes to that, you can even tell them how much it will cost them if they are paying a videographer to edit their video for them, right? As opposed to when they learn how to do it themselves, right? So when you open their eyes to that, they will be seeing how much they're saving by learning how to do it by themselves. And you see, you've not really given them the cocoa tin, but you've opened their eyes to what's possible, and you'll be able to sell to them from that. Okay, I'm seeing WhatsApp classes. Okay, great. Okay, I think we are following. Any question before we move on to the final part, which is how do you increase your conversion number? My free class is about how to become a realtor and make 6 figures. How to become a realtor and make. So what is the end goal? This person now, what's the end goal? If they take your free class, where are you sending them to? What's the end goal of that class? Where are you sending them to? This person that says how to become a realtor and make 6 figures. If you can't see my slides is not what's on Instagram, sorry. What's the end goal? Can you just type that real quick so that we can move on to the next thing? Okay, we have a realtor group. We need more marketers in our group. So basically, you're looking for marketers. So you can sort of the other thing you're saying is just big grammar. So what you can teach them, so the end goal is to recruit them. Okay, great. You're looking to recruit people. Basically, what you can focus on is how to become a realtor and make 6 figures. It's like, how much can you make when you become a realtor? So saying 6 figures, be super specific. You see how I was specific in this free class. How you can make $1,000, 1 million naira. You have to be super specific because 6 figures is a very vague word. 6 figures can be 100K. right? You have to be very specific and tie it to what kind of people are you looking for, right? So how to be a realtor, how to make this amount of money selling houses, or selling properties, invest, or in selling real estate. That could be the focus. And in that free class, you can let them know what is possible by the time they start selling real estate, and how they can start making that money for themselves without even investing in real estate or anything. They don't need any money to start. They need zero money to start it. They just need the zeal, or they need this, they need that. I don't know if they need zero money, Sha. I'm just asking you. I'm just saying this. If they need zero money, let that be the key focus. What are those things? My free class will teach people shoemaking and start a business for free. I'll be teaching what frustrates new shoemakers. You don't teach shoemaking. That means people who don't know how to make shoe. Exactly, they need zero money. So let that be the selling point. They need zero money to get into that. So that you can attract people who have the zeal and the hunger to actually go into the marketing of real estate, since you know that they need zero money to do that. Okay. So how to start a solar energy business. This, you should not do this as a class. You should focus more on what that business will give them, right? What will they get out of the business if they start that business? Do they need zero capital? What you're teaching them, what kind of capital do they need to start it, right? Because I'm thinking on solar energy, and solar energy is like maybe the lowest solar that you can buy. I think right now maybe it's 100K or even more than 100K. And telling me that I want to start a solar energy business. Is it that I need big amount of money to start investing in it? So those are those key things you should focus on for your free class. All right, great. I think we've identified that. I've tried for you guys on that. Any question? Class for skincare beginners. Class for skincare beginners without capital. Then you hammer on that. Class for skincare beginners. What's the end goal of this class? You want to teach people how to make skincare, or what exactly? How to increase your visibility and sales with graphics design. So this one with graphics design, so you want to teach them how to make their design by themselves, or you want to teach graphic designers to learn how to be graphic designers so that they can make money as graphic designers? Which one? So you need to be super specific, right? So if you want to teach people how to make their designs by themselves, instead of just saying increase your visibility and sales with graphic design, that is very vague, to be very honest. Why is graphic design important to them? Those are the things that you need to start focusing on. What can graphic design change when it comes to their visibility and their sales? How can graphic design change this for them? How can how can graphic design save them time or save them money? Or you'll be paying a graphic designer this amount of money, this amount of money, when you don't learn graphic design, right? This is how much you are saving when you learn how to do it by yourself, and you still use that to improve your sales and visibility. So that's also another thing you need to hammer on in that case. How to create and edit. I think I've talked about videos. So let's move on. Do we have any question? One question, and then we'll move on. Do we have any question? Does anybody have any question for me? Ma, please, for the live video, is it Instagram app one will use? You can use Google Meet like I'm using right now. You can use Instagram to go live, right? Whichever one. You can even do both. Right now, I'm on Google Meet talking to the people who showed interest in the free class. And I'm also on Instagram, just in case any of my audience feel like they're interested in the conversation and they can still join. That way, it's a win-win as well. But the numbers that I'm really tracking is those who actually got into the group and they are here on Google Meet. So Instagram, I can't really track Instagram because I cannot really tell the people who are interested from the numbers of followers that I have. So recording can be done live on Google Meet. If you upgrade to the paid version. If you use Google One, you can record. I think I'm currently recording this class. Yeah, I'm currently recording the class because I'm using Google One. All right, so let's move on. I asked about getting them to buy a book. Please, if you want to ask me a question, ask me a specific question. I can't be trying to understand the question that you're asking. Okay, I joined from email. Great. Yes, I'm also tracking people that I joined from my email as well. How do you link your Instagram while on? You use another phone. Use a phone. I'm on Google Meet with my laptop. I'm on Instagram.
Your microphone is muted.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling my attention to that. I would have just been talking. Okay, cool. Thank you. So how do you improve your conversion rate? So like I said, if you've never launched a course before, when you are doing your mathematics, play it safe and work with the 2 to 4% range. And then after your first launch, then look at your numbers and look at what your percentage is like. Then you can also, okay, how do I improve my percentage? There are so many things that makes up improving your percentage so that your conversion rate can improve. The first one is to look at what you're offering to them. So what you're offering to them, how clear and how specific is that thing that you're selling to them? Is it so clear that they understand that this thing is actually for them, right? So how do you make sure that what you're selling to them is clear? I've got some people who, especially if you're doing a WhatsApp class, please resist the urge of typing your offer in a very one long message, and then you not dump it there. Bam. Oh, da 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 da. Then go and pay into this bank account number, and then you sit down and you start waiting for them to come to you. They may not pay because they don't really understand. And this also brings me back to, what are you selling? What are you giving them as your lead magnet? So like I said, if you're going to, like some of you that have been that were typing, how to do this, how to do that kind of thing. If you're just teaching them, how to do video editing, this is how to edit video for your brand. You teach them how to edit video for your brand for the freebie, and then you're not saying, oh, come, let me teach you how to edit more videos. If that's the only thing you teach them in your free class, your conversion rate might not really boost. You know why? Because you've not told them why it is important for them to, because you've not told them why it is important for them to do or to learn how to do videos. You've not told them why. You've just only told them that, oh, I'm teaching you how to edit videos, how to edit 2 people video, how to do slow-mo, how to do this one. We don't pass that age where they do it. If it's 2021, those things will be selling off. You need to let me know why I should be investing in learning how to do videos by myself, or how much am I saving. If that's what you let them understand, you'll be able to boost your conversion rate. All right? You're able to boost your conversion rate when you are trying to sell your course. Okay, so launch your course for the first time. Make sure that you try to ensure that your offer is as clear as possible, right? Make sure your lead magnet or whatever you're using to get in people into your pipeline is also tied to your offer, and as well, it is tied to something that they see as a very valid reason to want to buy your course or pay you. Once that is done, sell your offer to them, and then you will now do your math after. What is your percentage conversion? How can you now improve it again? If the percentage conversion is not really there, then you now need to now say, okay, what can I improve? Maybe my offer wasn't clear enough, or, oh, I didn't actually do this thing well. That's where you start finding the loopholes that are in your offer. That's where you start saying, okay, this is what I need to work on. That's not what I don't need to work on. Now, if you have all of this in place, you're not able to know. If you do your mathematics, first of all, you'll be able to know if your numbers is even the problem. If you've already done your math and you know that you need 2,000 people to get 200 people, for example, and you didn't get 2,000 people, let's say you got 1,000 people and you got 100 or 150 people to buy from you, and you didn't get to that 200, you already know that your number is the problem. So how do you increase your number? You increase your number by investing more in traffic. Increasing your number is by investing more in traffic. That's the number that I mean here, is the number you're putting into your pipeline. you're investing more in traffic to get more people to get into your pipeline, then increasing your conversion rate is investing more in improving your offer, improving whatever thing you're using to sell them into your offer, improve your presentation and how you're selling them the offer, right? That's what you are using to improve your conversion rate from the people that you have in your pipeline to get into what you're trying to sell. Victor John, your hand is up. You can ask your question. Victor John, your hand is up. Does anybody have a question? Okay, Chama, you can ask.
Okay, so my question is that is the strategy to always start with a free offer? Is it also okay to start with a very low priced offer? So for example, if you start to look at like the quality of the things or the information that you're putting out there, you realize that this is not information that people can just find anywhere. Maybe you're gathering the information from your experts that you know that if they go online to go and search it on AI or Google, they won't really find that. So what if you decide that, oh, you want to probably sell that your first offer for like 2,000 naira and use that as a lead to then get people to the other one that's more expensive? Does it always have to be starting with a free one first?
Okay, so please can you mute yourself? Thank you. Okay, so this is one thing I want to also say that so many people don't realize. Now, some people think that generating leads or starting from free, you have to actually give something to actually get something, right? Even if it's 1K something that you're selling or 2K something. It's either you've done the work before or you're doing the work simultaneously while you are selling. I can just wake up now and say, oh, I want to sell the cost of 1K, and people will start buying. They're not buying because, oh, hello, I've done free things before now. So when I just put out that 1K thing, I've done the work before now, and people are now paying for it. You cannot just wake up and say, oh, because it's 1,000, people will give you their money. They will not give you their money, right? Because it's 2,000, people will give you their money. You need to understand that every means that you have is a lead generation means, from how you show up with your content on your page to how you segment them. So now the reason why I say that you should take people off of Instagram and put them into either a dedicated group or dedicated email list is so that you can track your numbers. Right now, I'm live here on Google Meet, and I'm also live on Instagram, right? I'm live on Instagram. I'm giving value. I'm just talking. This, for me, it might look like I'm just talking, but so many people are learning from this, and I know that people are learning from it. And this is my own form of freebie. The content that I create on Instagram are also my own form of freebie, right? So I can just create those content on Instagram and I will sell something on Instagram and people will buy. So you cannot just what's the word? You cannot just randomly just put something out and just sell and people will just buy, especially if you are new. But if you are not new, to answer that question, yes. So what I do sometimes, there is this free call that I used to do, right? The free call is free technically, right? But because I realize that when people book the call, they don't show up. So what do? I sell the call for 5,000 naira. You have to pay a commitment fee of 5,000 naira. You only get a refund when you show up. And if you don't show up, you don't get a refund. Most times, even when people show up, after the call, they don't collect the money back. They leave the money because they'll be like, the value that you gave me, I don't want the money again, just keep it. But that's not the point. The point here is that I'm able to do that because I have given value over time and I know that, oh, there's value here. This person actually knows their story. This person knows what they're talking about. So even if I'm paying this 5K and even if I don't get it back in return, I know that it's going to be worth whatever thing that I am given. Okay? So the answer to this is yes and no. Yes, you can decide to not start with a freebie of 0 naira. You can start with a freebie of 1K, 2K, even 5K. 5K can be something that you're using as a freebie actually, or as a lead magnet to bring people in, depending on how much thing that you're selling to them. That can be that, but you must have done the work before you can do that and to work for you. Then, no, in the sense that if you've not done the work, then that may not necessarily be a freebie. You are just selling directly. So you need to actually give the freebie, generate leads, people who are interested in that subject matter. You could do a WhatsApp class, you could do a 30, and the class does not have to be 1 hour or 2 hours long like the one I'm doing right now. It could be a 30 minutes class, it could be a 15 minutes class, and you just share what you need to share, and they see the value in what you're selling, and you can now sell to them. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Somebody's asking, when will be your next call, please? I don't understand this question. When will be my next call? I'm not sure I understand this question. But if you want to ask me more questions, you can go and get my course launch blueprints. The link is on my bio, and I will also drop the link inside the chat. If you are on this call, you can go and get that course. If you want to ask me any more questions about launching online courses, after this call, you will not be able to ask me questions about launching online courses. Yes, it's only going to be happening on this call. You say, I think the person is talking about minutes with DCC. Oh, minutes with DCC call. Oh, I open it up once in a I open up that call once. I open it up once in, is it once? No, 3 times in a year. I open up the minutes with DCC 3 times in a year. I think I've done one, a bit 2 this. I've done one this year. Is it one I've done? I'll open another one, let's say in July, and I'll open the 3rd one in November. So you can look out for that to get on the call with me. Actually, so if you're talking about minutes with DCC, I think that answers that. So yeah, that's that. Somebody's hand is up. Sunday, you want to say something? Okay, Sunday is not ready. Okay.
Good evening, ma.
Hi, good evening.
Thank you so much for the value that you've been sharing here. And I just want to share something about the course that I launched around February this year. It's a video course, and I designed it for people that want to start video editing from the scratch, and business owners that want to save money by editing video for themselves. And one of my targets for the course is to sell to 1,000 people. That was one of my goals. And I think earlier this year, I also picked your landing page course, which I created landing page. I tried
landing page course. That's not earlier this year. That's like how many years ago? I've closed that course since. Okay, go on.
But I bought it this year. I got it this year from seller.
My landing page course, really?
Yes. That was that's how I connected with you. I bought it from seller.
Are you sure it's this year?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
I've closed down that course since.
All right. So I learned how to create landing page from there. So I tried it, but I was not getting the result I want. So I don't know if the issue is from the offer or from the landing page I created or the strategy I was using. Of recent, earlier this month, I also tried running ad. I've tried several strategies like running free classes so that I'll drive traffic there, and running WhatsApp, running sponsored ad to my landing page directly. It was not converting the way I wanted it, and I also tried running sponsored ad directly to my WhatsApp, so they will pay. So all the strategy that I've used, I was able to get, I think, 80 something people to pay. From there, I've not been able to scale from that it's something to my desire.
So you're able to get 80, you're able to get 80 something people to pay. How many people did you get in your pipeline?
Pardon?
How many people did you get in your pipeline?
I don't think I don't think there's any strategy to keep people in my pipeline.
I don't understand. How many people did you get in your pipeline for you to get 81 people?
I don't think I can track them. The accurate number, I don't think I can track them.
So how were you selling? How have you been selling? You do the free class. How many people sign up for the free class? You don't have those numbers.
Okay, I think I drove the traffic to my WhatsApp. I think I can like 300 people or so.
300 people signed up for your free class.
Yes, the one.
Then 81 people paid from it.
Yes. Yes.
And you say it's not working.
it's not working the way I wanted it.
You have like 30% conversion rate. Let's say you have about 28% conversion rate, which like if your 300 number is really accurate, that's a very good number. You have about 28% conversion rate. So if it is really 300 people you got, right? So now you need to now ask yourself, how do you increase? No, but now this is another thing I need to ask you. Does the sale that you made, and the money you spent in advertising in getting that number, what is the margin?
Okay, the margin I think is low because there was no specific amount. When I launched the course, I was selling it for 3.5. So I discovered, I don't know if the money was too much for them. I got some people. Some people registered and paid for the 3.5, but I felt the number is not much, so maybe the price is discouraging them. I brought it to around 2,000, and that was the amount I've been selling it. So the last time I
So
ran
how much
ads,
have you spent on ads so far?
I can say maybe around 40,000.
In total, you spent
Yes,
40,000.
yes.
So let's say 81 times. Let us say we are using 2,000 to sell this. That's 162,000. It's still more than 2x. That's still like 3x your advertising spend, which is still a very good number. If you spend 40,000, and I'm basing it on 2,000 as the base price, 2,000 times 81, that's 162,000 naira. That's 3x. That's more than 3x your ad spend, which is your ad revenue, which means it's converting. The only thing that you need to be asking yourself, since you found the sweet spot on 2K, the only thing that to be asking yourself is, how do you increase the people that join, the number of people who join in your pipeline? Because your conversion rate is a sweet spot, is a good number. So that means you need to increase people who join your pipeline so that you can convert more of them. If it means you doing that class every week or every 2 weeks to get new people, then you have to be doing it.
Okay, ma.
So you cannot just say that that's a very good number, and with how much you spent on ads and with how much you've made, that's a good number. So saying that's why most time when you're saying, oh, this is not as good as I want it to be, I always ask, be very specific. What do you mean by it is not as good as you want it to be? What do you mean by it's not as good as you want it to be? So what you have has a very good potential. Now you can increase the number of people you get to your pipeline, do more of the classes so that you need to sell more people to that. And the most beautiful thing that you can now do, the people that have already paid you the people that have already paid you the 2K to buy the course, you can even sell something else to them. You can even give them an offer. Oh, you bought the course, that, right? You bought the course. Do you need my help to help you do this? Or what else do you think you can sell to them that will also be valuable to them in terms of video editing? That's how you now even make extra money off them and start covering up for the one that you're spending on advertising. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, my pleasure. So
And
please, guys,
lastly,
you have to
sorry.
know your numbers. Your what?
Lastly, sorry.
Lastly, okay, what's lastly?
I don't know if you can assist me with the best strategy to keep the people that are coming but they're not paying. I don't know if it is email or to keep them in a WhatsApp group, but I'm feeling that WhatsApp, sometimes they leave. So they leave easily from WhatsApp group. So I don't know if you're going to advise like email and the email platform use so that I can use as well.
The best strategies are inside my course launch blueprints. I've shared all the strategies that I have in my head inside that course, but I'll just tell you a few things. Yes, you can use email, you can use WhatsApp. I've been test running WhatsApp lately. I started test running it because of my Grow conference, and I'm just seeing how that is playing out. And I'm just test running to see how it goes. But I still prefer emails, by the way, because I feel like the WhatsApp people is too intimate. That's not my kind of person. But I've been testing WhatsApp lately. Is okay, is okay. But I still prefer email. So sending interval reminders, sending out newsletters that is valuable to them is also a way to actually boost them up and still get people to be at top of your radar. So when people sign up for my freebies, for example, I don't just now leave them there and it's only the freebie I'll be bombarding them, only the course I'll be bombarding them with. I add them to my general newsletter, let them be seeing other things about me. So if they refuse to buy what brought them in, they will eventually see something that I'm selling that they can buy. And at the end of the day, in the long term, I'm making money off them without necessarily saying that, oh, I wasted the money for the ads that I used to bring them in. The reason why it looks like it's a waste is if you are just leaving them there, selling only that one thing to them. That's how it seems like it's a waste. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. Ezine, your hand is up. We'll just take that one more question and we're going to go. So if you want to learn more about launching online courses, I put everything inside my course. And if you want to ask me further questions, you can go get the course. And on this live call, I'm giving you 30% discount. You can use the coupon code C30 to get 30% off that. If you know you're not ready to get the book, to get my course, you can go and get my book. The link is on my bio if you're watching from Instagram. The link is already in the chat if you are watching on Google Meet. Right? You can go get the course CLB. When you use the code C30, you can save 30% on the course right now. I'm going to show you guys what's inside the course anyway before we leave here. But you can get the course or you can get my book, or I recommend that you get the course instead. If you want to ask me more questions, you can ask me more questions there. And all of the strategies, there's no strategies that I've not shared inside that course, technically. And I'm also looking to upgrade the course before the end of this year. I'm going to upgrade some of the strategies in there and just add more fresh perspective there as well. So when you get in now, you're going to get access to that when that is also uploaded. Ezine, you have a question, you can ask me.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Hi, good evening.
I've actually gotten your book and I've gotten CLB, and I must say well done, because I've been going through the course and it's mind blowing. Every time I go through it and I think I know what I'm doing, you just keep shocking me, and the dedication to that, phenomenal. Like there's nothing you will launch that I will not buy. Because
thank you for
really
that, Ezine.
Yeah. I've been going through my course and I've actually been planning my launch according to, you've been saying in the book. I've had this concern because I actually run a shoemaking business, but I want to start classes. And I first did a launch, I think that was 2 years ago, and then I'm trying to relaunch again. I tried WhatsApp for leads, it's not really working, and I don't really know what to do after putting people in a group, because I don't have an issue putting them in a group. Do you understand? Doing that, but I don't know what to do after that. And then my mind is also still running, okay, like the more I go through the course, the idea is that the more I go through the course, the more I see a lot of more possibilities. That it's not only on Instagram I can sell, I can also give value on YouTube. So it's like my mind is everywhere, and I don't know. And now I'm hearing again that, okay, because if I want to do it, I have to do it the right way, right? So I still have to do my leads to put people in the pipe, right, before I start selling. My question is, for now, I don't really know how to go about the pipe. I think that's it.
Has to go about the pipeline.
Yes.
Did you join this conversation from the beginning?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. And what module are you on the course launch blueprint?
Okay, so I wrote out my modules today. It was about 107. I'm not in a specific place. I just go to where I need something and I watch.
So you have to go through the whole module 1.
Okay,
you have to go through the whole of module 1 first. Then from module 2, you can now be going to where you need.
Oh, okay.
If you don't go through the whole of module 1, you will not really understand.
Okay.
You have to go through. It's pinned inside the Telegram. Are you in the Telegram? The Telegram
yes,
community.
Yes,
I pinned the voice notes on the Telegram community I explained that you have to go through the whole module 1 before you can now start picking where you want to learn from. That way, the whole module 1 teaches you how to, build your pipeline, build your audience, the different ways to do it step by step. So once you go through the whole of module 1, then from module 2, you can now start picking things based on what you need. You cannot finish course launch blueprint. It's not a course that you graduate from. I said that. It's not a course that you graduate from, but the whole of module 1 is, so the updates I even say I wanted to add is that module 1. I want to update the whole of module 1 before the end of this year, update everything, and then the other ones, which is the other modules, you can just go there and pick what you want. So if you want to do automation, you go to the part of automation and do it. If you want to upload your course to a platform, I think we explained like almost 4 platforms where you can upload your course. If you want to plan your marketing, you can go there and look at the planning part. But you have to finish the whole of module 1 to really get the whole thing. So inside the Telegram group, there's a pinned voice note that I've used to explain exactly how to go through the course to get the best out of it. So now back to the question that you've asked. I'm going to answer the question here because you're already inside CLB. Else I would have said, okay, go inside CLB to do it, to go and look at it, or go and listen to that voice note in the Telegram. But I'm just going to and I'm wondering why you didn't ask this question in the Telegram. So if I didn't have this class, that's how you just stay there, you not ask.
I'm just be very overwhelmed. Like I'm trying to do like 50 things at once. I'm designing flyer. I'm trying to get my content bank. I'm like, it's just planning. And the more I plan, the more I know that.
So why didn't you ask in the group? Maybe you could have even gotten help faster. What if I didn't do this class?
I'll ask in the group next time.
People are asking questions in the group, so I'm wondering why you didn't.
That's true.
All right. So to answer your question, you don't have to. The way I explained it inside CLB is you have to take it one step at a time. Yes, you have the idea to do YouTube. Like that's why I said that when you're launching the course, you go beyond like just the course that you're launching. There are so many ideas that you're going to learn from there, right? There are so many ideas that you're going to be getting from inside CLB. But when I'm explaining, you have to start with one first. And the first thing, did you watch the part where I say create a first step course? Hey, Zini, did you watch that? Is Ezine still here?
Hello?
Did you watch the part where I said create a first step course?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that is what you're supposed to now work. If you finish that module 1, you'll be able to get that idea. So you're going to your key focus right now is to create a first step course. They are going to use to get as many people as possible in.
Okay.
To get as many people as possible in. Once you've been able to get those people in, right? You've Piriye, finally, really got CLB. Good to have you in. So once you're able to get that first set of people in, right? Then you're able to now measure what you've done. Then you can ask, okay, how can I improve? How can I increase? Or how can I do something else? You cannot do 2 things at the same time.
Okay.
You cannot do 2 things at the same time. You have to start with one. So start with one. I'm in CLB2. Really? Yeah, B? Oh, yes, you are. So start with one. Start with one idea, right? Which is, so let's do it this way. What are you trying to launch now?
Okay, so I'm trying to do an upgrade to my first step course. My first step course, I just taught like the beginner things. The new course, I want to teach like 10 different types of footwears. I want to also add bonuses like how to set up my ad account, how to hold your first sales, and all the issues that I had, when I started, how to get a set of clients, and all of that. So like this is supposed to be the second step course. So it's supposed to be more detailed than the first step course.
I already have people who bought your first step course.
Yes, I have like 30. I sold to like 30 people. That's
like the first place to start getting people to buy your second course from.
Okay.
That's the first place. If you've sold to those people and they got value, that's the first place to start looking for people who buy the second course. Then what you now need to do is create something for free, like I've already explained, and bring them into the pipeline, right? Use that free thing to bring them into the pipeline. The free class you want to do for them, it can be a free class or it could be an IG live. It could be, but I like to seclude people so that I'll be able to measure my efforts. You could do IG live, so you just do IG live. I'm doing IG live, but I like to seclude people like I'm doing with Google Meet now, so that I can measure my effort to know how many people got in, how many people bought from people who got in. I'm able to measure my effort from that. So that's why I like to use Google Meet or seclude people. So once even when I seclude people, I still do the live. As I'm on this call right now, I'm live on IG as well, because I can use one stone to kill two birds, right? But people can buy from IG, but at least I'm tracking more from the people that I have secluded to see how it works. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
So you don't have to overthink it at this stage that you're in right now. Start with those first 30 people, send them messages. If you send them personal messages, when somebody was asking me a question, they were saying that, oh, when you put your offer out and maybe in a group, you do a group class and then you sell and people don't buy from the group, what do you now do? You send them personal message, you send them a DM. You send them a DM, personal one-on-one messages. Because sometimes in a group, people might feel discouraged to want to buy. But when you send them personal messages, they will not even be interested to buy. Because with that personal message, you can have conversations with them. And even sometimes, even when somebody tries to buy my course and they abandon the cart, I will go there, I'll copy their phone number, copy their email, send them an email, send them a message on WhatsApp on their phone number and ask them why they didn't complete their purchase. So some people think that, oh, selling a course is just all roses, just all that. It's not always that. Sometimes you also have to get your hands dirty. You have to send those reminder messages. When I'm launching, I explained like the steps to launch. You know, the emails you need to send out, the before, the after. You can replicate that emails as WhatsApp messages. It does not have to be. You can replicate it. What kind of email should you send out before, after your launching, when it's time to almost finish your launch? What kind of email should you be sending out? You should know when you should remind people. You have to send people reminder emails or reminder messages that, oh, this thing is closing soon. And by the way, the 30% discount that I'm giving for CLB is only for this night. It's only for the next 24 hours. So if you want to save it 30%, use C30 to go and buy it this night in the next 24 hours. It's expiring. How do I impute it? So you have to get to the part where after you put your name, where you're putting your name, that's where you see the coupon code. So click on it. When you're putting your name, you will see a coupon code there. That's where you put the C30. After 24 hours, it's gone. So don't think that it's there forever, right? So what am I doing right now? I'm also trying to do urgency. I'm not lying with the C30 thing I'm telling you. It's happening. After 24 hours, the coupon code is gone, right? So I'm using that to do or drive urgency. You can see that I'm also implementing what I'm doing. After this call right now, I'm going to send messages to everybody that are in the group that, you know, showed up for this call. I'll send them the replay to watch if they want to. I'll also send them a message, tell them about the coupon code, and let them know that this is expired in 24 hours. They can go and key into it and buy the course. So you see, I'm also implementing what I am doing. And these classes that I'm doing with you guys, I do them at intervals. How many of you have attended more than one of my classes talking about online courses in the last 2 or 3 months? How many of you have done that? How many of you have done that? Or is this the first class you're attending of me talking about online courses? Okay, me. Nobody else? Okay. All right. So I do these classes at intervals, teaching different things. My first time. Oh, great. That's nice. How's the first time like? I hope you guys learned a lot. So this is me, you know, doing these classes at intervals because I know that I need to increase my numbers. I've attended many. Exactly. I know that I need to increase my pipeline numbers. I need to increase my pipeline. I run ads. I have different ways that I use to bring people into my pipeline. Now, let me shock you people. My first time. Oh, great. There's so many first timers here. There's so many first timers here. Now, let me shock you people. I have a pre-recorded video that I call idea to income video. I run ads on that video and I use that video to sell and bring people into my pipeline. I also have I have my book that I'm selling for 5,500, right? That book, I run ads on that book. And when you buy that book, I will follow you up to come and buy my course. Then I have these live sessions that I do from time to time where I talk to you guys, I share insights, and I give you things that you need to go. And this class that I'm doing, I will do it again. Yes. And by the time I'm done with this class, I will go and put up the video put it up on YouTube, this free class. I'll put it on YouTube, send you to go and watch. Anybody can watch it. And when they see the class, it also leads them back to my course. So there is not only just one way. Yes, data creator chic for real. Yeah, I preach what I do what I preach. I better they say that thing. So don't just hoard. So many people, they do freebies and they just hoard it. So this video, I'll put it on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and watch it. I'll still go and put it on a dedicated landing page. I'll put it there on the landing page. Send people the link in the email. Go and watch this replay. Under the landing page, there will be a button that will send them to my course launch blueprint. Go and buy course launch blueprint. And then over time, if I see that some people are not buying the course launch blueprint because maybe they cannot afford it, I send them to go and buy my book that is 6,000 naira, be 5,000. I don't remember how much, but it's around 6,000 naira. I send them to go and buy the book that's around 6,000 naira. What am I doing? I'm trying to leverage the leads, the people that I have in my pipeline as much as I can to be able to invest based on where they are in their journey. And sometimes some people from the leads as well, they come and pay me 7 figures to work with me one-on-one. So that's why I say sometimes don't only limit your mind to that one course that you're selling. You might be selling that one course, but somebody can come from there and say, oh, I want you to teach me how to do this in one-on-one. I don't want to learn with the course. You have to create those avenues for them. You have to give them those. Now, it's not in your, is it showing the normal price? No, when you want to check out, okay, let me quickly show you how that works. So when you get here, you apply it now. When you apply the C30, see it here. When you get to this point, this is where you apply the coupon. I don't know, can you see it now? Where you are putting your name and your phone number. This is where you apply the C30 coupon. If I apply C30 now, it takes out the 30, it gives me 30% discount. Can you see it? I don't know. Can you see it? Can you see what I'm showing you? Okay. Happiness. I hope you've seen that. Okay, great. So that's where you apply the coupon code, where you're putting your name and your phone number. When you get to the seller checkout, that's where you put the coupon. All right. So you need to understand that, but you have to start with one. Now, I have like over 5 ways that you can get access to course that I sell you course launch blueprints. But I started with one. Then after that one is up and running, I do the next one, up and running. I do the other one, up and running. I do the other one. That's how you are able to compartmentalize. And you're not all over the place. 18, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So once you got the first one, you bring people in. The first step you can even do even before you start putting it out there, go and meet those 30 people that you sold that one to. Tell them that you have this one that covers more things. Sell the offer to them and tell them that, oh, because they bought this one from you before, they're going to be getting a discount when they get into here. They get into here. That because those people will easily trust you because they bought something from you before. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right, great. Any final question before we go? Any final question? If you're watching on Instagram, you want to get CLB. CLB is on the link in my bio, or you can just send me a DM with the word CLB. If you know you're not ready to get CLB, you can also get my book 15. Don't launch an online course yet. You can also get that as well. That should also now to buy course remain. Yeah, so go and buy course. Oh my god. Okay, great. So any question? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? I paid for that launch an online course yet. Okay, when did you pay for it? Is it today? I'm not sure if I got this correctly. Oh, the code is not working for the book, or the code is working for only the course. The code is only working for CLB, it's not working for the book. if that's what you're asking. You couldn't access. When did you pay for it, Happiness?
I paid for the course around April, but I couldn't access it. Probably because I didn't open it immediately or something. I don't know.
No, you should be able to access it. You should be able to access it. Send me your email address. Send me the email address you used to buy the course, or open the email sent to you by seller when you bought the course. You should be able to open it from there. No, you should be able to access the course.
Okay, no.
Yes, yeah. Please. I don't know why people have issues. People will not reach out to me. People will not be saying, "Law is come." You bought something, you cannot access it. You never reach out. Hey, all you guys. I beg, oh, please, oh. No, that's what they do for you. Anyways, any final questions before we go? If there are no final questions, has this been a good spend of your time? Will you say that you've used your time wisely today? Let me know. No question. I don't say I've gotten so much value. Thank you so much. Amazing. I'm happy to hear this. And I hope that after this class, you go back there and do exploits. You go out, go ye into the world and multiply and do exploits. Don't do anything without calculating your numbers, without knowing your numbers. Don't do anything at all without that, right? And another key thing I want to say is if you already have a community of people who follow you, sometimes when you're launching a course, first start with the people that are already with you. Start with the people that are already in your corner. Don't wait to go and be getting new people. Like me, if I want to launch anything, now the people I start with first, I have people on my email list. I have people on my email list. I have people on my WhatsApp. I have people in my community. They are the people that I start with before I even come to Instagram, come and be making noise or running ads or doing all those things, right? Yes, conversion rate before I even do all of those things, because I spent money to bring those people in there. So we'll definitely, milk it out and make sure that they also get value for being there, and they don't feel like, oh, this person is just all here to take and take and take. I will give you and you see the value what I'm given before I would also ask you to give back to me, because it's an exchange. Does CLB apply to launching a community, or how does it work, please? Okay, let's go a bit into CLB. CLB is more focused on online courses, but when you go through CLB, you will be able to launch beyond online courses. You'll be able to launch even books, even though the idea is tied around online courses. You'll be able to launch books, you'll be able to launch your coaching program with CLB. I've gotten people who use CLB to launch their coaching programs. Let me see if I have a feedback on that so that I will just show you real quick what that feedback looks like. So you can use CLB to launch your course, your membership, your book, your coaching program, and not just only oh my god, why is this not loading? My network is very horrible. And not just only your online course, right? So that's how it works. That's how it works, really. Yeah. So building a community around your brand. Yes, we also talked about building a community. I think I should even go over the curriculum set. Let me just show you a glimpse of what the curriculum looks like. Yeah. So this is the first module that you have to watch where you're going through CLB. So identify your knowledge, apply your knowledge. I think there's a part where you build a community. Yeah. So visibility and engagement strategies, building your tribe. So building your tribe, which is building a community and positioning on social media, how to make passive income selling your course. So these are other things that are also like a part of CLB. So yeah, you can build your tribe. Even though the course is tied, CLB is tied around launching online courses, it's also focused on building your tribe. Because the truth is that if you want to sell your course really well, and if you want to sell beyond, I've been hammering on the fact that if you're launching your course, you should look beyond the course that you're launching. If you want to look beyond the course that you're launching, you need to build your tribe, right? You need to make sure that you have people in your pipeline that you can keep selling to. You have people who love what you do, who are interested in anything that you put out, you're able to create a value ladder, right? I just gave you guys an example of what a value ladder looks like when you're launching a course. So as I'm launching my course, CLB is not the only thing that I am selling. Even though it is conversation right now, I'm saying CLB. The truth is that if you cannot buy CLB, you can buy the book. And if you say, okay, I don't want to buy the book, I don't want to buy CLB, I want to work with you one-on-one, you can still work with me one-on-one because I have those things in place. And all of those things are things that you're going to learn in CLB. How can you create your own value ladder that even if somebody comes in to your pipeline because of one particular course, they'll be able to see another ladder up there that even costs way more that they will pay you for. That's why I told you guys that there was a time I used 300K to run ads, and I think I made like, is it 400K, maybe 500K back. That means I didn't even make up to 50% of what I spent. I didn't make 2x my investment from the course itself. But then I got a client who paid me 6 figures, and the 6 figures I'm talking about is not 100K, 6 figures. Yeah, I got a client who paid me 6 figures, and I made more 3x. I made at least more than 2x what I invested in ads that I thought I had lost. Right now, what actually brought in that sale? What actually brought in that sale was the initial course that I was promoting. So even though directly the marketing did not really make the person buy the course, but the person saw the course and said, you know what, I need more. It's not this course that I need to work with her one-on-one, and that person paid me in 6 figures. You see that? So that's why those are other things that also the CLB will also open your eyes to see, right? Go into the one and before multiply. So yeah, basically that's what CLB is about. Yeah, I hope that explains it in details for you. Any other thing that anybody would like to know before we go? All right, there's nothing else. We can go now. Remember, the link is digitalcreatorchic.com/CLBCO. I haven't gotten my copy of the MBCH I paid for. Please send me, we're not talking about MBCH here. Please send me a DM on that. I believe we should have sent it, but if we have not sent it, I'll send it to you. Just send me a DM and send me your email. Yeah. Please do that. Somebody was asking why I use Google Meet and I don't use Zoom. I don't know. I used to like Zoom a lot, but now I like Google Meet because I feel like it's more easy to interact on Google Meet. I don't know. I just have a preference for Google Workspace. So yeah, so that's why I use Google Meet to answer that question. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night rest. You can get CLB between and use the code C30 to get 30% off in the next 24 hours, or you can decide to wait and pay the full price. And yeah, so that's it, guys. I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye. I'll send the replay to your DMs anyways. Bye.
Peace out.